never in my life seen someone dodge so hard. It's like, I mean, this is Primal Health thing though. Like, you can watch his debate with Destiny on the Great Reset. Hilarious level of dodging. It's just beautiful, so good, so tasty. So let's watch it, okay? It's on LVL channel. I've put it in the chat. Fucking hilarious. Let's go.
I'm trying to characterize what I take the position to be, ask you if you hold it, and then raise an issue with it. So what I heard Jay say, that's why I'm asking you, just like I said a second ago, that's why I'm asking you if you hold the position, right? I heard him say that the thing that makes the moral difference is having a soul. Do you take that view?
What are you talking about? What is your argument?
That's just a question right now. I'm asking if you...
Humans have a soul? You're asking me if
I love how the IQ is just gonna freaking drop. I love
Right. So I wasn't asking if you believe they have a soul. I'm asking if you think that having a soul is the thing that differentiates animals and humans morally, such that it's okay to stab the one in the throat and not the other.
What's the question? Go ahead, Isaac, what is your question? Do you have an argument or a question?
Well, right now I'm just trying to understand what the position is before I can give
What position? You say you want to come to debate.
It's so hard with Primal Health to know if he's just a ding dong, right? Or if he's just like a freaking manipulator. I don't know which one it is, okay? But it is pain.
Obviously
My
your position,
on what?
Tristan, I'm talking to you.
My position on what?
Your position on the question I just asked, which is, do you take the view that the thing that differentiates animals from humans morally, such that it's okay to stab one in the throat but not the other, is having a soul?
Well, I would say that...
I wasn't asking you.
Because...
Am I debating
No,
this guy?
he's
I mean,
here.
I can debate you both, but I was curious what Tristan's view is. You don't have to keep your mouth shut. If Tristan doesn't want to defend the view, then I'm happy to have you do it. But if Tristan wants to, I'd be curious what he has to say.
It's because I know the view that Tristan holds.
Well, I would like to know if he actually holds it. Do you take the view?
You're trying to make an argument for me.
No, I'm not. I haven't even made an argument yet. I'm just asking you if you hold the view.
What are you asking me again?
So for the fourth time, I'm asking you, do you hold the view?
I love like when I'm in a debate with someone and they're doing precisely this, right? Like try and take note of precisely how many times I've asked the question, just to make it really clear that I have clearly asked the question. And I don't know how Isaac could have been clearer. It's quite evident that he's asking a question. Primal, where's the question? Like, does he not? Like, that just doesn't come across well, does it? Like, yes, turd behavior.
That distinguishes a human... No, that's not the question. But the thing that distinguishes humans from animals morally, such that it's ethical, it's okay to stab the one in the throat, but not the other, is having a soul. I'm asking if the soul makes the moral difference, so you can stab one and not the other. That's the question.
If you want to have a conversation here, all right, so good question. If you want to have a conversation about morality and ethics, Isaac, we're going to have to talk about where we derive. You asked me a question, I'm answering your question. Shut up and let me answer your question.
I didn't hear the answer, but I'm waiting for the yes or no, but okay.
You see, this is what you do. You
dodge.
Don't respond in good faith. You want to play yes or no.
You're dodging. Still haven't heard an answer.
Listen, you can shut up and you can let me speak if you want to talk to me on my screen.
You can talk all you want. I just hope that the sentence involves an answer.
Isaac, do you want to get kicked again, dude? This is why people don't debate you.
Because they dodge and I don't let them? Why don't you just...
Like, imagine being like, this is why people don't debate you, but, like, I've been asked the question 4 times, and I keep asking what the question actually is, even though it's a really queer, sorry. Yeah, very, my bad. Really clear question being asked, even though very queer. Oh my god, I'm doing it again. Sorry, I'm just feeling very queer, clearly. Queerly. That would have been funny. By the way, guys, I'm gay. So, anyway... yeah, very clearly, right, the question's been asked, very clearly. Alright? And he's just not engaged, but you're the one. That's why nobody would debate you. Nobody would debate you, because,
Why don't you just admit it? Just say, I won't answer your question. I refuse to
Just
engage.
answered your question with. I answered your question with a question.
That's not an answer. A question isn't an answer to a question.
I'm not required to give you an answer, dude.
Okay, then
I'm
just
not
say,
required to
I
give
won't
you an
answer. Then just.
I mean, in a debate, if you're not going to answer the question, you have a very difficult time, as evidenced by this very video.
I just
Okay.
told you, I told you 50 times I'm not required to answer your dumb question.
It sounds like you said that you. At one point, it sounds like you said that you answered, but then it
Listen,
sounds like you said you don't have to answer. Did you answer or not?
I don't have to answer your question, dude.
Okay, so
Why would I
just to be clear, and then I'm happy to talk about meta-ethics, you refuse to answer the question. So now, if you want to talk about meta-ethics, that's fine, we can do that. But I just wanted to be totally clear that you actually won't. I just want to be totally clear that you won't actually address the critique, right?
All right.
So what's your question?
No,
about
I will
meta-ethics,
address the
Tristan?
critique. You won't.
Oh, then answer the question.
You don't.
Tristan, if you want to ask your question, you can go ahead. You made it clear you won't answer the critique. That's fine. So what's your question about meta-ethics? I'll field all your questions before we end this.
Yeah, for context, like, on Tristan's end, there is this conversation, and he's muting Isaac the entire time, like, every single, 5 seconds. Like, Isaac is getting muted. And it's amazing. We're gonna have a two-way conversation, lifting vegan logic, ask yourself, and then Jay Dyer with Primal Edge Health. But then they didn't want to talk to ask yourself, so they're like, yeah, we're not doing this. You brought on someone that you weren't allowed to bring on, even though Primal Edge Health said, just bring on a friend. And Danny, lifting vegan logic, and Isaac are friends, so come on. They didn't do anything wrong. Trash can.
Yeah.
So Isaac, you're back. So what is your argument? What are you saying?
Well, right now I'm just asking a question of Deacon in the same way like when I tried to ask you a question, you dodged.
When I answered your question, with a question, which is perfectly valid in the debate.
Do you think that allows me to determine what your view is on the thing I asked about?
You tried to define my view for me.
No, I asked if that's your view. I didn't say that it is. I asked if it is. You didn't answer.
It's like Tristan's not speaking English or not comprehending English right now. It's very interesting how that's happening.
But you did.
Make a critique. Make your critique. Go ahead. What's your critique?
Okay, now I expect you not to run away during the critique. What do you think it is that is true of animals?
Sometimes Isaac says funny shit. And I expect you to not run away.
That if true of humans, would make it okay in your view to stab them in the throat? That's the first question.
Great. And my reply is, in order for us to have a conversation about ethics and morality, we're going to have to determine how we... Oh, no. Do you want to let me answer? Would you like me to answer?
Are you saying what the distinction is, Tristan? Or are you dodging?
Would you like me to answer?
Oh, I would love it, but you won't. You'll hide, right? Because if I actually force you to answer, you'll just fail.
Okay, I don't...
Why don't you stop hiding like a little bit, and why don't you answer the question, Tristan?
What am I hiding from, Isaac?
You're hiding from the line of questioning that you know, if you allow me to run without muting me, will make you look like a Now, here's the question. What is it that's true of animals that, if true of humans, cause you to say it's ethical to stab them in the throat?
Human beings are made in the image and likeness of God.
Okay, now, what is the argument that God exists?
Deputy Dave donates £5. Says, I am stuck in Isaac's basement. Please send help. Joshua donates $5. Says, I want to know how many...
I'm stuck in Isaac's basement. Please send help. Okay, that's quite funny though. Let's be real. Oh man. Oh.
times he cooms a week. Who? Oh, I'm guessing Isaac. How many times?
Now I know what coom means. Okay. Now I'm down with the lingo. How many times?
Per week.
Okay, so the question that I was asking was
Isaac, hold on. Will you answer a question?
exactly like
You're
just
dodging.
like I said,
You're
just
dodging
like
the
I
question.
knew.
The question
Just
I'm
like
trying
always.
to Isaac,
Keep
Isaac,
hiding,
I'm having to mute
Tristan.
you.
You gonna
The
hide?
question
You
is,
gonna hide,
how
Tristan?
many
You gonna
times
hide like a little bitch?
per week?
You gonna
Isaac,
hide like a little bitch,
go ahead
Tristan?
and answer the question. How many times per week?
hide.
It's just a
You
simple
gonna
number.
hide? You gonna run away like a little bitch, Tristan? Now, here is the question. Hopefully this time you won't hide behind Super Chat. Oh, you're hiding again with the
So Luke
gonna hide again, Tristan?
$4.99 through Super
Fuck's
Chat says,
sake, help me
AY,
out.
present your position.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
keep
What's your
hiding,
position?
Tristan. Okay, so if you'll allow me to ask a question without hiding, the question is, what's true of animals that if true of humans would allow you?
Made in the image and likeness of God. Now I answered your question.
Now
answer-
there's a fault.
brutal.
No,
Answer my
you're trying to
question.
hide again. Trying to hide again.
How am I hiding? I want to ask you.
You won't let me
We're
complete the
never gonna
critique.
get.
You won't let me complete the critique. You're just gonna hide. You'll just
What?
hide because you know if you let me run it, you'll get. That's what you're doing. You know it, don't you? If you let me speak and complete my points, you get in the ass. That's what happens here, right? So why don't you let me run the argument, you coward?
That's a really like funny thing to say to Tristan as well, because he's so homophobic. Like the thought of him getting like bummed would probably send him into cardiac arrest. Like, my God.
You gonna do it? You gonna hide? Gonna hide behind the mute button?
Man.
Okay.
You're right. He's just a coward. He knows if he lets me ask the questions, he gets so he has to hide.
I asked.
He'll hide
you
behind
asked
the
the
mute
question.
button. He'll hide behind humor. He'll hide behind super chats. I mean, I'm surprised you're letting me talk this much, because this is enough that if this gets across, you look stupid to everyone, right?
Okay.
So Tristan,
What's your argument? Do you have an
right?
argument?
Okay. So the first question, which you've now answered, was what is it? I hope you let me complete the sentence before hiding, right? Let's see if you can do that. The first question, which you answered, was what is it that's true of animals that if true of humans would make you say it's okay to
made in
stab
the
them in
image
the
and
throat?
likeness of God.
Okay, now, there's two pathways we could go down from here, but I'll pick this one, okay? What is the argument that God even exists, Tristan? And don't out and rely on your buddy. What's your argument?
What is the argument that morality exists?
Oh, you
Isaac?
hiding behind a question? You little coward? You want to answer? You think you look good to your audience right now, Tristan? Anyone who
What is the
actually thinks
evidence?
that
What
you're
type
not
of
hiding
evidence?
right now is a joke.
You let me.
I really agree. Like, if you didn't see this, if you thought, oh yeah, he did really well. Isaac looks so silly. Like, your head is somewhere really like interesting. Getting bummed, is that a UK thing? I feel like you get bummed everywhere. No, I know what you mean. I'm fucking with you. You get bummed. So it must be a UK thing. Do you not say getting bummed elsewhere? We're just very like poetic, you know. We don't beat around the bush here, okay? We're like, look, draw a bum. Okay, carry on.
Why won't you let me answer questions, Isaac?
Oh, I'd love you to. Please, what's the argument for God?
What is the evidence that God exists? Is what you're asking me?
What's the argument? Yeah, absolutely.
God is necessary for the existence of morality, ethics,
Argument.
right or wrong, to even argue a position. You
Yeah.
require the existence of God to even argue that to even say that I should answer your questions. You're assuming that morality exists. You're assuming that there is an ought, and for there to be an ought, you require something outside of your own personal preference. You require something outside of Isaac. Ask yourself, King Coomer. You require something.
King Kuma. So, Isaac, let me translate this to you. Like, apparently, he is the king masturbator. He's the king wanker. We say wank here too, because we're just kind of grim, you know? We really are. Well, I want to know Isaac's numbers. I want to know his statistics. I want to know if they hold up. Are you really the king masturbator? The king Kuma? God, that's interesting.
Other than Coomer Isaac's brain, right, to justify morality, objective truth.
Okay. Can I? All right. You want the response? Okay. So, are you taking
no,
the view that? Oh, you got
Can
more?
I ask you questions now? Can I ask
Oh,
you a question?
yeah, you want to dodge the critique some more, Tristan, or you want to let me keep going? You gonna keep hiding
just-
like a little, or do you want to let me keep going and see if you can survive?
Oh, you're so
Right,
good at art.
right.
It's funny because the entire time freaking Trash Can's face is like that. Get it? Oh, man.
Right,
so
right.
good at-
you,
hey,
you
go
look
ahead.
you look almost a little scared. Now, Tristan,
frightened.
what
I'm really frightened.
you gonna hide behind your buddy again here? Is he gonna come in? Okay, now, Tristan,
You are the poor
hiding behind the mute
No,
button. I see. There's the
Dude,
mute button.
I don't know.
There's
just-
the mute button hide. Classic Tristan move. Now, Tristan,
I didn't.
well,
mute you. That was
I
actually
follow.
a super. Hold on, I'm gonna read the super chats. I got a super chat here. Jared Bear donates $5. Says, "Are you behind a webcam? You little hide." I guess he's talking to me.
Yeah.
I'm so scared. Thank you, Jared
Okay,
Bear, for the-
now if you wanna stop hiding behind the super chats, Tristan, or hiding behind humor, or hiding behind the mute button, or hiding behind.
What am I
your
hiding
friends-
from?
So many places
What
to
am I hiding
hide.
from?
So many places to hide.
Oh, what you're hiding from with this very question right now is from me directly pressing you with a critique that will humiliate you. That's what you're hiding from, Tristan. Well, why don't we find out? Let's continue, okay? Now, are you taking the view that God is a necessary being? You say he's necessary for all these things. I assume you're taking the view he's a necessary being.
No.
No, I'm not talking to you, Deacon. I'm asking
I'm
Tristan.
loving the IQ right now. It's just like amazing. Like Primal Edge Health is just a marvel. Okay, his IQ, he's still functioning with an IQ this phantasmal. He should be studied. He should give himself in to science. And they're going to wonder how he still obtains sentience. When he's this far gone. It's amazing. Okay.
Question.
No.
Don't hide behind him.
No, why do you keep trying to make
Okay.
up? Why do you keep?
Okay.
Look, dude, you keep
okay.
trying to make up an
Now-
argument for me.
Now,
You keep
I'm
trying to-
asking. Oh, see, there he hit again. he kicked me. So Tristan,
I
love trash
did you want to stop
or
hiding
trash
like
can.
a little or you want to hide and call it a night? If you want to go,
It's just like, oh yeah, so like, you just want to stop being a little bitch or like whatever. Like, I'll sit here. Like, if you want to carry on being a bitch, then yeah, go ahead, bitch.
you can flee. I mean,
You
failed.
can flee. Oh man, it just takes me back to my Pokemon days, you know, with the fleeing. But to just tell your debate opponent that they're fleeing and flailing, it's just so funny to me. I don't even know. It's just hilarious. Flee. Oh man.
Is that what you want? Seems like you sure want that. You sure want.
No, I
me
mean
to-
I'm good to go. I'm happy.
Yeah, Tristan, it really seems like Isaac isn't the one who wants to actually have the conversation. It's not like anybody else is looking like a right mug. Oh, cringe
I
behavior.
just stomp you for as many hours as you want, dude. I got the time. It's
Well, I'm
worth
just.
it.
I'll just stomp you for as long as you want, dude. Like, you want that, dude? That's a fucking smirk. Man, it's
I'm
hilarious.
wondering if there's an argument. I'm wondering if there's an argument.
Well, if you recall
If you
where we're
let
at in the
him
dialectic,
actually
you
ask
invoke
the
the trait
first
being made in the
frickin-
image
oh,
of God.
God.
So the question to you is, what is the argument that that we require God now, or sorry, that God?
I should-
is
here's
now-
my question.
Now,
Can I
once,
answer?
no, you can
I
stop
can't answer?
dodging. Yeah, you're gonna flee behind the
Can't
mute
answer?
button. You're gonna hide again. So
asking if I
you're
can
gonna-
answer you a question.
it sounds like you're trying to hide again, Tristan. So I'll just complete what I was gonna say before you started trying to hide yet again, right? Now, you said God is necessary for certain things, right? So I thought maybe I can save some time and just ask him if he thinks God is necessary generally, right? So that's the question I
Oh,
have for
absolutely. No,
right
you
now.
can't have any of this. God is the creator of all things, visible and invisible.
Now, I'll also just point out that when I asked you, is God a necessary being, and you started actually answering the question, you'll notice my mouth went zip. The second you're actually addressing the point and not hiding, I'm in silence, my dude. Now, you
My
said
dude.
that God
Oh, here we
is...
go.
You said...
Am I your
Here we
dude?
go
Call
again.
me your dude again. That's really
gonna hide behind humor
Yeah,
again.
we're
Is
hiding
that
again.
another
We love
dodge
hiding.
there? Gonna
We
flee,
love hiding and
hovering
flee.
on the mute button there,
Gonna
Tristan.
flee.
Oh, scared I'm gonna wreck you. Now, you said that God is necessary, right? So I take that to mean that there is a contradiction entailed by the non-existence of God. So what's that contradiction, Tristan?
No, I
It
don't know.
almost looks like you don't have an answer. Oh, you don't know what I'm saying, so you want to let
I don't
me
know what
repeat
you're
it?
even asking me.
Oh,
No, I
sure,
don't even
sure.
know
Why don't I? Why? Oh, it's almost like you don't have an answer. So why don't I repeat the question? Okay. You said God is necessary, so I'm asking
Okay.
you, what contradiction is entailed by his non-existence?
What contradiction is entailed by God's non-existence? So you need a contradiction?
Yeah, if you
need
say something
that-
is necessary, I assume
contradiction.
that means logically necessary, right?
Yeah, no. What is logic? What is logic? Can you prove to me that logic exists?
Oh my
here's
God.
No, I'm serious. No,
Yeah,
will
oh
you
my
prove to me that
God.
logic
the
exists?
hiding
What
behind
is
the mute
logic?
button again, Tristan. Hiding behind
What
the
is
mute
Hiding.
button.
logic, Isaac?
Are you going to keep hiding, or are you going to let me run the critique, Tristan?
No, I'm getting bored with you. You're not doing
Yeah,
anything. You're not saying.
you just want to hide, or do you want to try to answer the critique? Because
I want you to tell me what logic is.
It's almost like the second that I get you in a corner where you can't answer something, right? You start doing the fake laugh, you start doing the super chats, you start trying to ask me questions, right? My worldview could be total bullshit. A Christian could ask you these same questions, right? I could be some completely contradictory moron, right? You asking me what my view is beside the point.
No, I did. I answered your questions.
Oh
Isaac.
shit!
I didn't
Hey,
answer your
one sec. You let me back in. 1 sec. Okay, yo, hey, little. You gonna answer some questions? Oh, you got people
Why
to
don't you
hide
stop
behind.
calling-
You're
got people in now.
gonna hide behind these people, Tristan. You're gonna hide behind your buddies.
You're such a virgin, dude.
Did
Please
you
get some
wanna?
close
Did
to
you
God.
wanna? Did you wanna let me? You should think that's noble, buddy. You're Christian, aren't you?
Are you not
Tristan,
Lord?
did you want to deal with the critique, or you want to hide behind your friends?
I don't hear critique.
Thank you, TY Herbivore Fitness VR Gaming Vegan Lifestyle, for becoming a subscriber. Don't know if you're watching right now, but hell yeah, salad.
I just.
Oh, well then why don't I continue? So you had said
won't
that
even allow
God
me
is
to
a
talk.
necessary. You had said
my
that
God.
God is a necessary being.
I'm not sure what's going on here, Isaac. I'm kind of confused, man. You seem.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
trying to
you're
get
very
an answer to the
confused.
question.
That's the interesting thing about people like Primal Edge Health. They are always confused. They're always like, I'm confused. I'm really confused right now. What is logic? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Yeah, like I would ask if he could stop. Yeah.
I asked you to name the trait.
Pain.
You said being made in God's image. I asked you what the argument for God is. You said he's a necessary being. I asked what contradictions
I'm not-
entailed
I'm
by
asking-
his
you're
non-existence,
asking me-
and you started hiding. So what's the contradiction, Tristan?
What is
This is
how am I
exactly how
hiding?
Jay got destroyed too, by the way. You followed in his footsteps.
Hey, I-
Oh, there's the cringy fake laugh.
All right,
There's
we
the
got
cringy
a
fake laugh.
Luthien the Mortal sends 4.99 super
Oh,
chat.
hiding
says,
behind the
"Isaac,
super chats. Hiding behind the super
You want
chats.
to find out? Find out.
We can't.
Oh,
Super chat.
Find out.
hiding behind the mute button.
So-
There's the mute
Come
button.
at
There's,
me and you'll
there's-
find
there's
out
the
how-
mute button hide.
But look, the dude in the background. Come at me and you'll find out. Nobody cares. Like, no. That's embarrassing.
he kicked me off again.
Trashed him. Oh,
Here he
man.
comes. He's gonna destroy us now. Hey, ask yourself, Isaac.
Did you
what's
want to
going
answer
on,
the
man?
question, or are you gonna keep hiding, Tristan?
What's your question?
Okay, so the question, as it was before, is what contradiction is entailed by the non-existence of God?
The logic, reason, truth,
What is this
right
Those are
saying?
nouns.
Those
Those
are
are nouns.
nouns.
That's not a contradiction.
all of those depend. Excuse me. All of those depend on the existence of the metaphysics. All those depend on the existence of something outside of Isaac's coon brain. Okay.
Where do morals and ethics
Okay.
come from in a
Well,
world
sorry,
without a God?
are you going to hide behind this guy, or can I address what you just said, Tristan?
Oh, nobody's hiding behind
No.
everybody. This is
Oh,
open line.
I think
it's
you're
not about you. I know.
you're,
I know you think it's always about
you're
you. but this is
grateful.
open-
You don't like this? I think it's funny as fuck. It's hilarious. Like, Tristan just dodging painfully, demonstrate how ridiculous he is, especially when he's just a rampant anti-vegan, anti-animal, freaking homophobe. It's catharsis to me. It's beautiful. I just love hearing him squirm and dodge and just be like pathetic. It's just great.
Look, there's the mute. There's the mute, right? There you go. There you go again, hiding, right? Like a little bit. Now, Tristan, what you just said as far as I understood, correct me if I'm wrong, right? You're saying, I asked, what's the contradiction that's entailed by God's non-existence? And you went on and said something about God is necessary for logic or truth or any of these things,
Yeah, exactly.
So, do you understand what a contradiction is, Tristan? Because what you just said, not a contradiction.
What I'm just telling you is you are a living contradiction.
Oh, there's the non-answer. There's the dodge.
Here we
There's the
go.
dodge.
You won't let me. So you won't let me speak.
Well, you're dodging. Why don't you answer the question instead of
What am I
hiding? I asked you if you know what a contradiction is. Yeah, what's a contradiction?
Well, yes, I know what a contradiction is.
Okay, define it formally. Okay.
Define
Oh, there's
it.
the laugh. There's the laugh and the dodge. Can you
want
do
me
it,
to
Tristan?
define contradiction formally?
You could just admit that you don't know what a contradiction is, or you could define
No,
it
no,
formally.
you are a walking contradiction.
Oh, there's
You are
another
living
statement that's
contradiction.
not defining it. You're just saying some shit about me, right? Let's say I'm a contradictory moron. Who cares? It's irrelevant, right? Do you know what a contradiction is, Tristan?
Let's say I don't know what a contradiction is. I'm a contradictory moron. Let's say
that's
let's say
fine.
that,
If you don't, do you want me
everything
to?
is nobody knows
Sorry,
anything
just-
except
oh,
Isaac.
you're just
Oh my
just
God.
dodging again.
What is your argument?
Here's the dodge. Right?
I forget how painful this is. This is simultaneously to me like absolutely hilarious, and there's absolutely painful. But you know, I am a bit of a masochist, so this is fine.
Now, you might notice that you're the one who's actually got
What
the
is
burden
the
here.
argument?
You might notice that
What's the argument?
here's the dodge, right? Here's you trying to dodge by asking me questions, right? Now, Tristan, can you actually handle the line of questioning, or are you going to try to grab the line
I
of questioning and
can
run
handle
your
the
own? Because you know that I'll just corner you if you let me talk, right? That's what you...
I'm listening,
like,
Isaac. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Well, you know what? I actually appreciate that, but I hope, and you know, if you're going to be reasonable, then sorry for being a dick to you, but I hope that you won't give this guy cover, okay? I really want him to actually grapple with what's being said instead of hiding behind people, super chats, fake laughter, and other garbage, asking questions that aren't necessary to answer my questions, etc. Right? I really hope that you won't contribute to that. Oh, there we go.
Classic. And then he just keeps bringing him back. It's like he secretly loves him. Like, oh, man. That is funny.
Hey Isaac, how you doing?
Sorry, one second. Can you hear me, Tristan? Am I coming through?
Yeah. Sorry, just wanted to reboot real quick.
Okay.
You there?
So we're gonna try again, okay? Here, let me just get my recorder over here. I've recorded all of your hiding here with all of my
Perfect,
voice the whole time,
perfect,
so everyone
yeah.
can see what you've done. It'll be going
I'm
up.
hiding. Yeah. What am I hiding from again?
This question.
There's
What is the
Tristan.
Okay, so let me
contradiction
ask you your
that's
question
entailed?
first. Can I
Oh,
ask you a question?
Here's the hiding.
Let me ask you. Can I ask you your
There
question
is
now?
Tristan.
You
You're
said I
hiding.
could
That
ask you
lovely
questions
fade.
You can ask me questions after you produce an answer to the series of questions I'm asking you, or concede that you can't react to the line of questioning.
Okay.
Now,
He claims to be homophobic, yet clearly enjoys getting destroyed by another man.
Can I ask you a question first,
the
though,
question
before you
that
ask
you've
me?
been dodging. Nope.
Yeah, people might find him annoying. I know people have certain opinions about, like, Isaac. But regardless of your opinions of Isaac, this is, I still think, hilarious. like, no matter what, Tristan got mashed, okay, and embarrassed.
Nope.
I
The
ask you a
question that you've been dodging is, what
Why
is
can't
the
I ask you a question?
what contradiction is entailed by God's non-existence, Tristan?
That's not even my argument, dude. Why can't I ask you a question?
Oh no, you said that God is a necessary being, right? I take that
So you
to
can
mean
see
that
how
God
many
is
times it's being
necessary.
muted.
Absolutely.
does that mean-
And denying
Okay.
God. And the fact.
Okay,
the
do
fact
you
that-
understand? Wait a
No,
second.
no, listen. You're
Do
gonna
you
let me
under-
explain?
Okay.
I can't speak. I
Mute
can't
again.
speak. Can I speak?
You just to be
Can I
clear,
speak? You're gonna reboot? Can I
What-
speak?
you said God's necessary, right?
Yeah, absolutely. For
Okay.
morals,
Right.
for right and wrong,
Now,
for there to be an ought.
To say
God is necessary.
to say God's necessary is to say that a contradiction is entailed by his non-existence.
No.
What?
No.
Oh, so you
To
think
say
there's
God is
sorry.
necessary- God is shut up for a second. God is necessary for the very preconditions that you require to be able to ask a question. God is necessary for there to be morality, for there to be right or wrong, for there to be objective morality.
True, Marzi. Yeah, I don't think Tristan knows enough to be embarrassed. It takes self-awareness. Yeah, and I just think he struggles a bit with that, doesn't he?
For there to be objective truth, you require something outside of Isaac's Coomer brain to determine what is right or wrong.
Just to be
So
clear,
you pretend like there is
just
right
to
or
be
wrong.
clear. So
Yet you want
just
to
to be
deny it.
clear, you want to answer instead of hiding, Tristan. Just to be clear,
I just answered.
you take.
just answered.
There's more to follow, right? You don't get to just answer one and then run for the hills like a little cowardly rat, right? I'm hoping you can actually address the whole.
He's like, run to the hills. No, wait, I'm sorry, I have to go back. That's fucking funny.
Just to be clear,
I just answered.
You take.
I just answered.
There's more to follow, right? You don't get to just answer one and then run for the hills like a little cowardly rat, right? I'm hoping you can actually address the whole critique instead of fleeing like a coward, right?
Go ahead.
Now,
Okay, go ahead.
when you just to be clear, you will concede that there's no contradiction entailed by God not existing. Will you admit that?
No, I don't know what you
Okay,
can't
then
put
what's
words
the
on.
contradiction?
There's what contradiction? What are you saying?
Oh,
it's
my
almost like
God.
you're completely Tristan. Okay, so I'll ask you again, right? Will you concede that no
Nope.
contradiction
Yeah,
is
that's
entailed
true.
by God not existing?
That's true. Like, we don't need to bring rats into this, okay? Because that right there, yeah, that's not a rat, okay? Rats are beautiful, they're gorgeous, they're wonderful, intelligent individuals, okay? This right here is a trash can. Yeah, rats are way smarter than Tristan. Run for the hills! Like... Oh god. Oh it's beautiful. It really is. Okay. But yeah, just watch him not answer again. It's just like, what's the question? What is it? Sorry, can you ask again? You've only asked me 30 times already. Nice one. Oh god, Tristan. Bless you.
Existing.
That's
Oh,
your
you-
argument?
No, that's a question.
That's
I
your
haven't-
argument?
You don't know what an argument is. An argument's a set of premises and conclusion. You're obviously too stupid to know any formal logic. The question, Tristan, it's a question, not an argument, is
Yeah.
will you concede?
You can literally, like, it's quite clear. It's a question. What's your argument? Well, bloody answer the question first, you might find out. Yeah, rats are proven to know no empathy, sadly, through animal testing, where they're not looked after very well. Very sad. Insult to trash cans, at least they're useful. True. Okay. There's nothing that you can, like, call Tristan that wouldn't insult the thing that you're using against him.
That there's no
No.
contradiction entailed by God not existing.
I'm not going to concede any of your
Okay,
silly little
then
frame
what is
games.
the argument? Show me. What's, in fact, just before an argument, just tell me.
Can I ask
what
questions? Can I ask
no,
questions
you can
too?
answer the line of questioning that you're trying to
can't ask
scurry
questions?
away from.
Okay,
You're going to scurry
give me-
scurry into the gutter, Tristan?
Scurry into the gutter.
Yeah, it seems like that's what you're doing, because you know if you let me run the critique, you get right? Do you want to try again, or are you going to hide?
You destroyed nothing except the little.
There's the mute button. There's
You
the
destroyed
mute.
nothing
There's
except
the mute
yourself
button.
over and over
Where,
again.
you going to kick me, Tristan? You going to hide, or do you want to deal with the critique?
That's what you want, because then you could think that you
You're gonna,
win, and
you're
this
gonna
is what you do
scurry
every time.
away. You're gonna scurry away.
I've answered
like a
all your
little
questions.
rodent. Oh, okay, great. So why don't you produce an answer to this question, Tristan?
Where's,
Oh.
am I allowed to answer questions?
No.
To be honest, his scurrying is cringe, but when, like, rodents scurry away, it's very cute and sweet.
Can I ask
Oh, absolutely. So here's the
Can I
question.
ask questions too? Can I
Nope,
ask
you're
questions
welcome.
also?
Nope, you're welcome to answer the question
can't
that
ask
you're
questions?
scurrying away from like a
I'm
little
only allowed
rat,
to answer
Tristan.
questions here, right?
So
I can only answer
take
questions.
your little ratty mind, focus it on the conversation.
Oh, my
try to-
ratty mind, my ratty mind. You're the one who
Oh,
just
there's
wants to
the
be
mute
fair.
button.
You're the
There's
one who's
the
just
hiding.
fantasizing about
Oh, he's
sodomy.
hiding again. Hiding again.
Fantasizing about
Oh, there's
sodomy.
the hide.
You're keeping
Gonna
it
gonna
moving.
mute? You gonna mute or you gonna answer? You little. You gonna answer? So here is the question, Tristan.
This is-
You said that a contradiction is entailed by God's non-existence, right? I asked you. Will you just concede there's no contradiction entailed? You said no.
You won't let
Okay.
me. You won't
Now,
let me. You won't let me answer.
what-
You won't let me speak. You won't
Oh,
let me
I will
speak.
absolutely.
Yeah, what is this with, like, Chris Hines is still active. He has a channel. He's, like, making stuff. He does stuff behind the scenes. He helps me with things. Like, he's a star lad. And I have more faith in him staying vegan than I do in myself. And that's saying something because, you know, death before that nonsense. And, yeah, just, people keep asking me as well, like Michelle Lowe, they think that she's gone ex-vegan just because she doesn't make videos anymore. It's like, you know, like, people are still vegan now when they stop, like, making videos. Like, one day I'm gonna stop making videos. I'll still be freaking vegan. One day I'll give up on all of this, like, brain aneurysm, okay? Until then. But yeah, like, it's just ridiculous how that's like, oh yeah, they're not making videos anymore. They must not be vegan anymore.
Let you answer. What
Okay,
is the
then shut up. So then
okay,
shut up.
and make sure you're
Shut up
answering.
and
Make
let me
sure
speak.
you're
Can I speak?
saying what the contradiction is. That's
Like,
the
you
answer
only
to the
want me to
question,
say what-
Tristan.
The fact. You want me to say
more,
what you
more humor
want.
dodge, more humor dodge, right?
Oh, humor. Oh,
You can't do a straight up convo.
Well, that's why he's saying you little bitch, because he knows it's gonna like piss Tristan off, because Tristan can't deal with being like feminized in any way. He hates it because he just seems to like hate women. Classic.
Right? If you talk to
humor
me
for the
straight up, you
humor.
get wrecked.
Hey, sodomite. Hey, you disgusting little coomer Adam.
Oh, hiding again.
Hey,
hiding
ask
again.
yourself,
Oh,
you
it's so
disgusting
sad.
little weasel. Here's my answer.
Keep. Okay, yeah.
Here's
let's
my
hear
answer.
it. Oh yeah, let's go.
Here's my answer. You require
Mm-hmm.
God
Mm-hmm. Let's hear
for
it.
morality, logic.
I heard this. You're repeating yourself.
True.
I had deal
You
with
are
the
trying to
follow-up.
base your argument on
I've
logic
heard all
and
this.
morality.
I've heard and replied to all of this, Tristan.
No, you haven't replied to anything.
Do you want to hear the reply?
haven't replied
Look,
anything.
I heard what you said. When I ask what's the contradiction, you say God is necessary for truth, God's necessary for objective morality, God's necessary for logic. You can't have any of that without God, right? That's your answer, or am I getting you wrong?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You cannot have logic without God. You can't
Okay.
have morality without God.
Okay.
You can have
So
truth
do you
without
want to hear
God.
the problem with that answer, Tristan? I'll repeat it for you since your little brain didn't manage to catch it the first time. You want me to repeat
What is
the
your
response to
argument?
that?
What is your argument, dude? What is your argument?
Wait a second, it's not an argument. I'm not delivering premises and a conclusion right now. I understand you don't know
Okay,
the first
what's
thing
your
about
argument?
formal logic. That's fine, right? So just don't
No,
use
no,
words
so
like
what's
argument when you
your
don't know what
argument?
they mean. You don't know what
You
words
have
like that
nothing but
mean. So
insults.
just
All you've
forget
got
this.
is insults.
Oh no, I'm happy to.
Is insults.
Well, here's the. If you want to hear the.
He was just calling him a Kuma and all of this stuff, and yeah, like, oh yeah, you're just insulting me. Like, if you're gonna get into like an insult match where you're both doing it, you might as well just let it happen. Yeah, just let it happen now. You're in a bloodbath. It's happened. It's too late. Oh, well, you're insulting me. That's on them. No, just right. Engage with the question. And if you're really gonna both insult each other, then fricking go for it and be like, here's my answer, you dick cheese. Like, there you go.
Apply to what you just said. Okay. Now,
What's your
I
argument?
asked. Like, just try to follow. I'm sure you can make it through. Just try not to hit the
You
mute
won't.
button,
You
okay?
won't give an argument. Go ahead.
Oh, I will if you'll just let me talk. Okay, well, it's to wait. There's questions before an argument, but the question initially, was what's Tristan? I'll walk you through the whole thing, and we'll get right up to this answer you just
Okay,
gave.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay,
It's
thank you, I
interesting because
appreciate
this should have
that. Now,
taken
the first
2
thing that I
minutes.
asked was what's the trait? You said being made in
Took like
God's
20.
image, right? I said okay. So what's the argument that God exists? And then you say you said all this stuff about he's necessary for logic, necessary for this, necessary for that. I said, okay, Tristan, do you take the view that he's a necessary being? You said yes. I say, okay, Tristan, what contradiction is entailed by his non-existence? Now, your reply to that, which you just told me, I characterized. Oh, there's the
Listen to
humor
this
dodge,
straw
the
man.
laugh dodge.
All you have is a giant straw. man.
Sorry, what did I say
All
there?
you
That's a
have is
straw man.
giant straw man.
What did I say there? That's not completely accurate.
Everything is a straw man that you just presented here.
Wait, sorry. What's the straw man?
Can I ask you a question now, Isaac?
No. If you think I'm being
I
inaccurate,
can't
what's
ask
the
you
straw
any
man?
questions.
No.
What
This is
your
about.
entire argument?
If you want to ask questions, you can admit that you
do.
can't deal with the critique. Then I'm happy to take your questions. Oh, it's really a thing of beauty, isn't it?
I love that.
He's got me back again.
Creepy.
Sorry, I'm
All
not
right,
even.
hey
joking.
Isaac, if you're not gonna actually bring an argument, if you're not gonna let
Oh,
me actually
yeah,
explain my position, if you're not gonna let
Are
me
you
speak,
gonna-
if you're not gonna let me actually give you my
Come up with
answers,
whatever
or ask
excuse you want,
Any
dude.
questions? If I can't ask you any questions, what's the point, dude?
Come
You
up
can
with
just-
whatever
your name
excuse,
is-
whatever
Isaac,
excuse you want.
Your name is so apt, right?
Do
Ask
you want
yourself,
to deal with the
because
critique?
All you do.
want the
is
critique or you want to
contradict
hide?
yourself.
Tristan, critique or hide?
Yeah. It's all.
Yeah, because if if frickin' Primal Edge Health were to be like to ask himself, he'd be like, what's the question?
hiding. Right?
Yeah, because you won't let me run the critique.
Can I ask you any questions?
If you want to admit that you can't reply to the critique, sure. But if not, then no, I'm going to ask you the questions.
I can't ask you questions, and when you
not
ask
unless
question,
you want to admit that you can't address the critique.
Can I ask you something? Can I ask you something?
Not unless you want to admit that you can't address.
Can I ask you any questions at all?
Nope, not until you admit that you can't address the critique.
Dude. Hey, what is up, guys?
Oh, there we go. Wait, let me go back so I can get the link again. Ah, funny as fuck. Right. That was great. I love it. I've watched it like 5 times. It's great. It'll never not be funny to me. I find it hilarious.